What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did go down 1.01% today, so kind of in line with a lot of the other growth stocks. After hours, it's down another 1.34%, and that is because of Upstart. So Upstart did flop on their earnings, down about 16.21% after hours. Not really sure on the particulars, but clearly they did, and Wall Street's not really liking their earnings all that much, so that's really impacting SoFi, unfortunately. Aside from that though, market was just really digesting a lot of companies not giving the best future guidance, and I think a lot of that stems from the grayness and uncertainty associated to tariffs. And there was data points that did come out that really prompted Trump to talk kind of extensively about tariffs today. So the trade balance did come in a little bit worse for wear, so 140 or negative 140.5 billion. And so based on everything that did come out, it looks as though that the UK might be the first agreement that does come down the pipeline. That was stated by Trump, and so that gave the market a nice additional boost higher. So it's all over the place. We just have to wait and see. But SoFi did put out news this morning, and that was this right here. So looks as though Galileo is going to be kind of having a deal with I believe it is a Panamanian kind of bank, so pretty good for that. Additional sources of revenue. I'll dive deep into this on what this does truly mean, aside from just Galileo kind of expanding for the most part, and then again other sources of revenue. But let me know your viewpoint on what potentially stands out from this to really kind of stop what you're doing and go out and buy SoFi because of this. So let me know your thoughts on that. Aside from all that fun stuff, shorts did increase a small amount, so 135,000 shares, 13.73% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 148.91 million shares. No new analyst ratings, so in all honesty, ever since their earnings, we haven't really had that many. Normally we have like a good 5 more than that. So you can kind of see all of the previous ratings that haven't done any re-ratings or anything. So 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So most of them are maybe just dropped off the rock, or maybe they passed away. I'm not really sure, but kind of odd as far as that. But moving on to options, so 6.6 million in calls, 3.5 in puts, so kind of low dollar value, but 48% of all the options being done today were bearish in nature. And you can see a lot of that bearishness comes from a lot of these outliers right here, which based on the dollar value goes to show that it's big money. So big money is kind of hedging that SoFi is really going to go down from here. So what's your general thoughts on that? Based on the bulls, you are seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that 1350, and then the bears for it to be sub 12. So definitely a lot more upside is still anticipated based on all that. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market. So a couple big ones. So 2.5. You have one 14.2, 2.5, and then pretty much first thing as well, so 3.08. And a lot of which, like I said, were buys. So big money was definitely buying the dip, so always good to see for that. These are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. So a couple popular ones, or popular exchange, because this is often enough used by shorts and other large entities, as I kind of always explained to you. But 7.9, 2.07, 4.38. So big money is definitely paying attention to SoFi, which is good. It is just unfortunate the fact that SoFi does always get dragged down by other companies. So it's just Wall Street, plain as day, just hates SoFi. And I think all of us kind of know that, but we still love SoFi for whatever reason. It's just maybe we all like punishment for some reason. But aside from that though, it will eventually just say F you to the market and just really move higher and be the one that everyone really looks at, which I think in general, a lot of people do really look at SoFi as a real serious contender. And this is why, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, you have a lot of articles coming out comparing companies to SoFi. So that doesn't really happen unless you're a force to be reckoned with. But with it closing at 1273, right below this pivot point, so 1277 is going to be kind of the next strong target slash resistance, 1254, and then 1239 is going to be the following support levels. So it is kind of sitting on this 1254, so after hours, just watch for that to hold. But tomorrow we do also have a big data point coming out that should as well really prompt Trump to come out and really talk, maybe even start saying that Powell needs to be fired. But you have the interest rate decision. So what Powell says afterwards, and then most likely what Trump kind of counters that with, that is going to really move the market. But aside from that, though, it's still wedge bound between the 50 and 100-day moving averages. So it's kind of been stuck in this limbo for the last little bit. So $12.13 is going to be that 50-day moving average, so just watch for that, and then $13.91. So all in all, not to really kind of downplay today, but it was rather boring. Just a lot of tariff talk, and I think now just people are looking for results, or potentially like, what is next? Like, I'm tired of talking about tariffs. Are we actually going to have some concrete deals? I think that's what the market is wanting. Borderline, I think it's getting boy who cried wolf type of scenario. Just, okay, like, we're done with talking about it, we need results. And I think that's what the market is really wanting. And if it doesn't get that soon, then it might start to kind of pull back. So nonetheless, let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Are you buying the upstart SoFi dip, if that kind of makes sense, or do you think it's justified? What's your general thoughts on all of that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto, everything that you ever need in life. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.